Okay, we have the official game 1 up and running. And alter crypt for 120 in the top left. In the bottom right, Fortitude. Also known as Romantic. And yeah.
Which name do you like better, Romantic or Fortitude?
I like Romantic better. I'm not gonna lie. I like Romantic better. You?
I mean, Romantic is what we've known him by for so long. It's always hard to accept name changes, you know?
Yes.
Like with Lucifer going to Michael, like it just feels weird calling him something different after knowing him by a certain ID for years after years.
Yes. The good thing about Michael is that he is cool with you still calling him Lucifer. Which I mean, he's my favorite RTS player of all time. So it's like to call him Michael just feels so weird. Michael is Rojanwook. Rojanwook is Michael.
Lucifer is your favorite player of all time?
Yeah, man.
Across all RTSs?
Yes. He's my favorite RTS player of all time.
I mean,
he's so good.
Lucifer, but why him?
No, he's so good. I mean, you are now, but you know, of all time, like before you existed, you know.
I guess Lucifer has been around for a long time. One of the OGs.
Yeah, man, he was so good back in the day. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I didn't follow this game too closely back in the past.
MYM Lucifer was a god.
He was on MYM?
Yeah. Dude, he was so good. You don't even know. You're too young, dude. You're too young.
I'm fairly new, you know. I watched some of the WCGs back in the day, but didn't really follow this game too closely until recently.
Yeah, and then he came back, and he was so bad when he was on Tyloo. He was so bad, and then he just, like, recently he's just been so good now, and it's, like, so great to see him, like, kind of back into that prowess that he used to have. Dude, he was so dominant, man. And he was so smart. Like, his micro was so good. Yeah, man, he's great. He's one of the legends. He's an absolute legend. Cripplord opener for 120. He's going to buy the Rod and the Blight Skull. This Acolyte, though, that's coming back, taking a bit of damage early. And Fortitude is going to be creeping out the Merc camp. Don't worry, Hitman. You're my favorite player of all time now, okay? All right?
Yep, you better mean that.
Yeah, of course. Okay, going to be creeping out the Merc camp at the same time. And 120 is actually going to go for the the Kobolds first. Pick up a little extra Beetles before he goes to the expansion. This is probably the right play. Wants a little bit more units now that the footy is here.
Yeah, picks up a claw, really nice item. Probably gonna hope for a pendant, a second claw, a ring maybe from this expo. A lot of good items you can find here.
Yeah, the invuln.
It's actually the Archmage from Romantic and not the usual MK on this map.
Yeah, I'm very surprised by that as well, but I guess Fortitude just wants to play straight up. And now we got Archmage going up against Cripplord. I would have to give the advantage so far to 120. Level 2 expansion going up. That Ziggurat should be placed soon, and there we go. And looks like Fortitude's just going to kind of give it to him. I mean, this footy's here, but there's not going to be much in terms of harass or cancellations or anything like that. And now 120 might even have time to creep the shop for level 3.
Romantic accidentally aggroes the Goblin shop with his militia on the way to the expo. Gonna take a bit of extra damage, and it might come back to bite him later if 120 decides to move across the staff across with the TP staff to kill some of these peasants. It is 19 o'clock, in-game time. Romantic finishes the expo, gets level 3, and picks up a staff. And his scout footy is still alive, so there's potential for both players to staff across the map and find some damage.
Yeah, normally we'd see the Archmage come in, Water Elemental, try to cancel any of this, but I don't think that Fortitude can actually cancel it at this point. And the Cripplord's level 3 right now with a Dirty Impale, level 2 Beetles. And Fortitude's just kind of giving 120 a lot of space.
Three ghouls moving down across the side of the map, hoping to catch Romantic unawares, but Romantic's sitting with most of his army here, and his solo Archmage moving across the map to try to find some damage. But I don't think he's going to get much with his Archmage done. Probably going to staff back if 120 decides to move his whole army over to the expo. He actually might kill some peasants here, or acolytes, I mean. But the Nerub is finished, so I don't think he's going to get much.
Yeah, 120 actually picks off one of the peasants that were low from the creep, like you said. It did bite him a bit, losing one peasant, but that's going to be it. Actually saves this Acolyte, and now that slow Archmage, not going to be a surround, but definitely a little bit of pressure here. And Fortitude's just going to TP back because the Cripplord is in the expansion.
Impale.
Huge Impale, and he's got another one.
And the Zerker, it's a lot of experience. healing it with the Shadow Priest, but I think it's gonna go down. And 120 needs to target fire these peasants. Easy pickings here.
Oh, this is nice pickoffs for 120. Even gets the Berserker. So far, so good. And this Arcane is super late, Hitman. Super late. The Bidoux getting some work in.
Yeah, I think that's 3 peasants, it looks like, and the Berserker.
What's
And
120
I don't think
doing?
he killed any ghouls, did he? Look at these low ghouls running back to base.
Good micro.
As well.
Yeah, really good micro. You might kill this Beetle. The Beetle, look how much the Beetle's just soloing the farm.
Oh, he's not gonna get that, is he? He is.
Oh my god, that is so value. That is awesome.
So, strong early game for 120, of course. He is a little lumber star. That ghoul attack did not come for free, but he's got plenty to work with.
Yeah, Fortitude probably wants to put on a little bit of aggression. Didn't get much value over the expansion. Gonna try to creepjack this Renegade. The item will go to 120, but the experience goes to 120 as well. A little bit of a slip up, and that's a potion of greater mana. Oh, that's a potion of greater mana. That's gonna be a Cripplord Surround. The staff comes in, and he'll be able to staff out.
Yeah, but he's so low at this point. It's kind of dangerous for him to keep pushing here. Might force the greater mana from 120 to force that impale. Try for the Necropolis cancel.
Yeah, the Necropolis is just really in the way, and 120 is okay with you targeting this as long as I take the first engage. There's another. Oh no, there's another impale. You got a TP, you got an invuln. Okay, he pops the invuln, wants more damage on this Necropolis. He will get the Necropolis, I think. Oh my, what? He doesn't even get the Necropolis. This Cripplord has so much mana. Pops that potion of greater mana. Gonna keep the pressure alive. That's 2 more impales.
Romantic just not finding much to do there. Forces the greater invul as well. And things are looking bad for him. 120, just gonna continue creeping. This is a risky creep here from Romantic, but 120 not gonna scout it out.
Yeah, the Shredder's gonna help actually with his wood problem and creeping. But this is this could be, oh man, this could be a really big creep jack. Boots.
Finds the worst item you could find.
Yeah, that's not a good item. Oh, and looks like he's gonna go for Zeppelin play. Does he want to go back home and heal though? Before, like, he's just continuing the aggression off of. He's just so low. Oh no, not like this. Quick load up. Oh my God, Fortitude! Nice load up. That is a sick load up. The timing would have been nuts, dude. An impale and that whole army is dead. And Fortitude now, well, now you got to keep the undead away from you. He's forced to drop into this main base, or this expansion rather.
Yeah, Spirit Tower's not quite done, so he will force the Acolytes off the mine for a little bit.
A player's forces are under attack.
Guess one. It's not bad.
Okay, the impale comes in. Yep. Definitely going to need the bail. He's going to not get any... Oh, does he get another Acolyte? Unbelievable. Nice pickoffs. Fortitude doesn't lose a unit. Don't lose the Zeppelin. What a play. Come on, dude. That's what we love to see. You impressed?
Impressed?
Yeah, that was mint.
It was alright.
I mean, he was super behind, and I thought he would need a heal, and I think he did too, but kind of forced into a situation to multitask and run 120 the other way. Now he's going to be able to heal. Saves all the units. Look at all these low footies he's going to be able to save. This is great. However, 120, DK back. Going to be creeping out the lab of his own. Some good experience getting really close to level 5.
Yeah, the problem when you have such a rough early game, though, is that the undead can just creep with impunity, and usually you should be able to contest them by standing around fighting, threatening with your footies and your mercs. But in this case, 120 is just getting a lot of value out of the creep camps, and still able to fight both the creeps and Romantic at the same time. He's got no fear. He's actually turning this fight around.
Oh, the impales are pretty good, though. There's about to be one more in a little bit. Did Fortitude get enough damage done here? I don't think so. I think 120 can push him away and actually keep creeping this, actually.
Yeah, Romantic Jackson, but he's the only one who lost anything.
Oh, the impale, there's coil. Use the coil defensively, going to keep the pressure on. And there's still so many camps on this side of the map. But 120, yeah, his army is a bit thinned than before. So it was a good jack in terms of Fortitude slowing down the creeping. I'll give him that. But 120 is just going to keep the pressure on. Statue being rallied in, more fiends. Actually, double Slaughterhouse from 120 as well.
I think 120 might have to give up his kobold. No more mana to secure the last hit. But
Mountain King's here too, yeah.
120 looking like he's in a prime position to take this first game right now. He's gonna go for a huge Ghoul and Destro attack, I believe. He's actually pumping Fiends now, but he is going for Ghoul Frenzy, so yeah, he is gonna go for a timing sometime soon. Pulling the Ghouls now. And
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, one kill away from level 5.
Criplord, yeah, the DK almost level 2. That's going to be the Aura. The Lich coming in with the Orb as well. 120's hitting his timing right now. His tech is pretty much done. The army looks pretty big. 65 supply against 42. And Fortitude getting creepjacked here. Does he actually surround this without the Impale? This would be a freebie.
Impale?
Impale on the Mountain King would do some damage. Nice bolt, though. I don't think this Mountain King's going to know.
His MK is going to go down with the surround, I believe.
There's no way out. Oh, the TP's out of range.
TP's... That's rough. And the infrastructure in the main of Romantic is only just now finishing. He's not going to have enough to hold this push. 2 Arcane Towers, they're going to get busted down by the Destros really quickly. And after that, he's going to have, what? 1 Footman, a Breaker, and an Archmage? It's not enough.
Yeah, and he's actually pumping the Pally instead of the Mountain King, so we might actually see the Mountain King Tavrez later on.
He has 1,500 gold right now.
Oh, yeah.
50 supply. He's going to die right now if he doesn't make units.
Yeah, he needs to start pumping out some units, but, you know, his tier 3 just finished. Paladin on the way, but you would have loved to see that Paladin in exchange with the Mountain King still here. This is going to have to be a miraculous hold. The Destroyer is getting as much value as they can with the corruption damage. Flying Machine. I mean, it's just piecemeal human army right now. I think that 120 just has too much. And there's also Lich with Orb, tons of Nova. Oh, I think Fortitude just waited a bit too long before breaking. Like you said, he hovered way too much gold.
Yeah, his infrastructure was just a little late. He is trying to hold right now with the Militia and the Knights coming in and Gyros creeping in 1 by 1. But, I don't know. I just don't think it's enough. Criplord out of mana, though. Maybe he's not going to kill Romantic right now, but he's, Romantic is running out of steam, you know? His Militia going to finish soon.
Oh, the Mountain King.
MK lives on 1 HP.
Yeah, this is pretty tight. I mean, 120 did have to reposition his army, but now that he has, this army is looking really scary. Level 3 DK is really good. No mana pots on either hero, though. Criplord is saving up for a bit of an Impale, but there's just, yeah, the Flying Machine's trying to get damage. Might be able to pick up a Destroyer. And if he can get any units, that's good, but he's still just dwindling in supply. The Mountain King gonna be out of the fight for a while with that heal.
Yeah, it's not enough. 120 walking towards the shop, gonna pick up heal scrolls. And that's GG. Romantic knows it.
I mean, great start from 120, man. Just keeping the pressure on. Do you think the Mountain King would have made a difference, or did you like the Archmage style?
Both can work for sure. I think it just came down to the movement after both players set up their expos. It didn't really seem like Romantic had any sort of timing. Like he had a footy scout scouting out everything 120 was doing. He knew the movements, but he still ran his Archmage over and didn't really find much, and ended up just having to staff back to defend his expo. But by that time, he already lost 3 Peasants and a Berserker, so, you know, maybe he should have just played a little more defensive, creep his Kobold while he continues to footy scout where the Criplord is going, and then make a decision after. But I mean, Romantic just was never in a good position in that game, you know? 120 was trading better in every single engagement they took, and just creeping more, taking good fights. It was just it was a downhill game for Romantic from the start.
They must be having server issues.
Maybe it's just something they're doing, because like I know sometimes in tournaments what they'll do is have the observer pause the game as soon as the game starts, and then just have like a neutral start after a countdown. It's not uncommon.
Oh, okay. I think one of these players asked for this because we didn't see this yesterday.
Yeah, I'm not
Ooh.
exactly sure why.
Okay.
And
what-
already at the start, we see 120 opening up with the Alter Zig build. So it looks like he's going to play DK here on this map.
Yeah, DK opener for 120. And man, like against human, you would say like, oh, you should probably go Criplord. But you were mentioning yesterday, 120 is one of those players that can Ted Fiends like a madman. What makes him so good?
I mean, his micro is just ridiculous, you know? He's a smart player. He's really smart. And he knows how to micro. He doesn't really have any weaknesses, you know? He can play anything he wants. And he's just got such a mastery of his race that I feel like it comes down to the map and the player, you know? I've heard him in interviews say that he doesn't really know what strategy he's going to go for until he really gets into the game. So he's capable of playing both strats extremely well. And he's just feeling the DK this time.
Okay, we'll see what creep route he wants to go. See if he wants to go aggressive, because this will depend on the Acolyte scout. If the Acolyte actually going to the top first, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, he kills the critter to the left of the shop, and actually moving up and across, killing a second critter over here on Romantic side. So
I think he believes that.
harass here.
Yeah, I think he believes that Fortitude might expand, and he wants that DK there, ready to harass, ready to have some skellies too. This is a bit of a meta game if Fortitude goes for it.
Well, the human always expands, Rick. Of course, 120 expects him to expand.
Yeah, but you don't have to always.
I mean, if you want to win, yeah, always.
True. Archmage coming across, going to be pulling the Merc camp, not going to be pulling the Murloc.
The footy runs past the Murloc camp. Let's see. Yeah, it aggroed
Oh, he
the camp.
did. Yeah, he aggroed the camp again.
Actually don't know this. You have to run the footman to the left because the camp is bugged. Even just running close to it will cause him to aggro onto you. Pro tip for the human players out there.
Here we go. Tip for the humans.
And look at this. He's forced to abandon, and he's gonna lose to militia, even losing the footy to the ensnare. This is a nightmare for Romantic.
Whoa, DK actually gets the footy experience as well. This is a really nice time for 120.
And this is where metagame comes in, right? You know, because Romantic wouldn't have wanted to start with the Merc camp if he knew it was a DK. He was assuming it was going to be a Criplord, which you want to go for the Merc camp first. But if it's against a DK, it's just really bad because you just lose too much trying to get it. So now Romantic is forced to go for the green camp after a horrible early.
Yeah, but we'll still see Fortitude commit to this expansion at some point with the militia. But right now he's trying to get green camps. 120. Could have stole that, but actually didn't go for the coil there. Wants to save him, I think, aggressively. Nope. Gonna get this one.
Ooh, yeah. Romantic barely puts it under 100. So 120 does get the last hit.
Okay, now I think the coast is clear. DK mana pretty low. He's actually going to run back home, or does he wrap back around? Okay, he's going to wrap back around, and this is Fortitude's timing too. Okay, if I'm going to go for the expansion, now's the time.
A town is under siege.
And at this point, I don't think you try to re-pull the Merc camp and go for the Merc camp. I think you just go for the expansion at this point.
Yeah. The creeps are a little out of position, though, so if he does send a militia over, he's going to have to be careful not to run into the Merc camp again.
Just waiting on a bit more wood is Fortitude, and there we go. He has enough wood. He's going to send the militia, send the boys. Level 2 for the Archmage, and the Archmage's got some pretty good items. I mean, replenishment potion's alright. You want those water elementals to defend in case 120 comes back. I don't think 120 will come back, though. Starting to creep out on his own. Fiend's getting pumped out, tier 2 tech on the way, so I think he's just happy to get level 2, maybe even level 3. He's already slowed down the expansion so much. Maybe he's okay with that, or do you think he has time to go back up, or do you think he's okay with what he's got?
I think he's committed to creeping here. He only really had one coil left. So I kind of like this move from 120. Not getting greedy with the harass. Knows he's kind of running out of steam and just opts to creep instead.
Buddy taking some damage, but going to be able to scout what 120 is doing. Going to see that he's just starting to creep this expand of his own. And now that 120, I mean, he gets rid of the Skelly. He knows that he's pretty good. Sends the footies. He can keep them here if he wants, but this isn't like a Criplord that could quickly show up with a bunch of summons. It's a DK opener. So I think Fortitude will be pretty comfortable with just coming across. Maybe even bringing the footies. trying to get some damage on some harass, because this DK is very close to level 3. I don't think you want to give him that opportunity. And yeah, we're starting to see Fortitude on the harass.
Okay, and 120 decides to build the slaughterhouse before the tech. His lich is actually a little bit late. He put the slaughterhouse down first when he had like 500 gold, and then started the lich, even though he had enough to start it before the slaughterhouse. So, lich gonna be about 10-15 seconds late. Not sure if it's gonna make a big difference, but Romantic over here picks up level 3 from the priest camp, gets the sentry ward, gonna be really helpful. Gonna come over here and see 120 creeping the shop, but not too much he's gonna be able to do about it.
No, there's coils. Nice sentry ward though, in a really good spot, and this will actually be able to. Fortitude will be able to see. Okay, I see an early statue. I see him pushing. He's gonna know that this 120 is committed to tier 2. Lich is out now. The faster statue. So right now this looks very standard, but as soon as he sees the 4th fiend and the statue, which he will see, then he'll know exactly what's going on. He might even be able to see it at the harass, because he's staying here doing a lot of damage. 120 taking a lot of damage on his fiends, committing to the ogre. Finally gets level 3, and he gets a really good item, but he's going to push with very low HP units. Oh, this is actually a good play from Fortitude. He might actually dive the main base of the undead, keep 120 here.
Yeah, just sharking around, buying time. He knows he can't go into the main too deep right now with 120 standing around, but now that his sentry ward sees fiends going to his expo, and now he's going to dive in. But he's down to 3 footies. The solo DK doing a good job defending the harass by himself.
Yeah, 120 just saying, screw it, I'm going to send the Lich over. There's Novas. Going to pick off a few peasants. Only one arcane, though. And if the Lich gets in range, he could just lose all his mana, but Fortitude, man, this sentry ward, seeing exactly what's going on.
Yeah, pretty good item.
And actually, 120, he must be committing to this. There's nothing here. Just an arcane and a lot of peasants that could be just ripe for the picking. Tier 3 tech on the way for 120 as well. Some more statues. Actually putting a coil on the Archmage while the Fiend and Lich push into the expansion. Actually, a lot of damage on this arcane. That's going to be the last of the Lich's mana, but now Fortitude needs to hold a lot of damage with this Water Elemental as well. Should try to cancel that one guard tower. I thought maybe he would have before leaving.
Yeah, the Fiends were dropping low, though, and the DK has to run back home to defend some of these footies. They have defend now, so they're pretty hard to kill. Coils 1 footy, takes it out. Still 4 left. I feel like he should get out of the base with the footies now.
Yeah, pretty nice hold from 120. Oh, the Lich actually gets level 2 from the Water Elemental as well.
Yeah, not a bad hold from Romantic, though, all things considered.
And unlike Sock, just tons of towers. Tons of towers.
Oh yeah, Romantic loves his towers. That's for sure. But you need towers against the DK playing like this, especially with the horrible start that he had. He's going to need to play defensive, buy a lot of time, and hopefully get out enough before this push actually hits.
120 microing the statue very, very well, but defend footies are difficult to deal with. And actually, some footies in the main base still have 120, a couple just targeting Skelly, but he could dive into the main if he wants to. But now with all these towers, I mean, 120, Spirit, Nerubian, and Black Citadel, that there's no way he'll get any value from these footies.
He wants to lose 1 footy here because he's supply blocked for his MK. Starts the tier 3 now, but he actually doesn't have enough lumber to start the MK.
Yeah, a bit of a blunder. He's waiting for a little bit. Man, 120's got like full map control. The shops are totally ripe for the picking. 120 could just start creeping if he wants. I mean, Fortitude's still not in a position, like you said, where he can even utilize hero levels. Mountain King not even out yet. And that's what we're going to see. 120 full map control, trying to creep up that Lich. And getting a level 3 Lich before you end up getting that Dark Ranger or that Pit Lord or whatever third hero the Undead wants to go for is really good.
Yeah, for sure. Romantic staffs over here, heals up his footies. Gonna want to go into the main again, right as 120 finishes this camp and wants to push the expo. So once Romantic doing a really good job buying a lot of time, but he's gonna have to buy a little more time because his MK isn't even out yet. Starts the second rack for double night production as well as the workshop for gyros, but this push is about to hit.
Yep, it's about to hit, and he did go for the Pit Lord. A lot of towers here, though. It's going to be hard for 120 to actually wedge himself in here, and this could be a long, drawn-out battle that ends up buying Romantic enough time to build up some of these units that he needs. So double barracks actually completed. I don't know if this Rax is going to stay alive for a while. The Mountain King actually out of position. Orb does a lot of damage, and for Romantic in the main base, about to almost kill a Destroyer, but these are a lot of footies. Can 120 hold this with just the Ghouls and the Destroyer? Or does he need to commit? It looks like he's going to hold with just the Destroyer.
Yeah, seems so.
Really nice. Towers and a Destroyer, pretty good units with the Ghouls. And actually, Romantic TP's back to his expansion, wants to heal up just for a little bit and then go back to push. But yeah, 120 is not getting much damage in here. The guard towers in the main line. He even keeps the 2 racks alive. So we could see double Knight production, but what's the economy looking like for Romantic? He's kind of broke. And actually, his wood has been a problem all game.
Yeah, still only sitting at 42 supply. I'm not sure he has enough units out yet to fight. He's going for the harass, turning around. A little indecisive whether he wants to defend or harass.
Pit Lord just diving in, trying to kill some of these towers, get this expansion done and dealt with. Altar Kings also destroyed before the Pally comes out. This is a really delayed Paladin.
Yeah, and 2 towers fall already, only 3 left. Romantic's gonna have to make a nice hold here if he wants to stay in this game.
Buying enough time though. 120 constantly moving back and forth. The guard tower's still alive, but this is a really strong undead army, like you said. It's gonna be hard. I think these towers will go down unless Romantic actually commits to taking a fight. But with just a couple footies, level 1 Mountain King, he's not gonna see much value. The Pit Lord foil coming in, nice range on that DK, staying away from the arcane. Wanda mana stealing on the Mountain King as well, gonna give him a bit more mana. Second charge behind that as well. Yeah, what do you do if you're Romantic, man? What do you do?
Well,
55 supply start.
He hasn't lost that much yet. He's building up his gyro count. 5 right now. 2 knights in the way. Once these 2 knights are on the way, he's gonna pull militia. Here they come, and he's gonna try to drive 120 off of his Ekba.
Ooh, nice web kiting. Wants to save this Destroyer, but there's a lot of flying machines. Actually, Knight's being pumped out with the Paladin, like you said. He's starting to break, and maybe Romantic's bought himself enough time, but he needs to take a good fight. And this starting with the dead Fiend, which is really good. Bolt on the other Fiend. Double Knights do a lot of damage to Fiends. Coil comes in. Frost Armor's pretty good as well, but Romantic doing good here.
Militia going for the surround of the Lich. Probably going to use a Frost Armor. Second, another Coil is going to come in. Not sure if he's going to kill this Lich. Going to lose a lot for this. TP is passed. He's going to save it though. Going to go for the Coil. This Lich isn't even going to fall. So much damage wasted on the Lich. But
yeah, Sundering Blades on the Knights now. The Knights are really strong, and like you said, Romantic is just buying time. Paladin a little bit out of position though. Going to take a bit of damage.
And 120, Romantic's held. He's got 1k in the bank, 50 supply against 50. I think he's doing okay here.
Is he actually content to bank here and just like kind of skirmish a little bit with him and buy more time to get as much value as he can? The Paladin goes down. Level 2 in the Pit Lord. Romantic's still contesting this. That's a DK round. Is that DK round? No.
I don't think he's going to kill him though. Not enough damage output. MK dropping low. Does have a heal pot. No Nova. Oh, the blocks.
Oh, nice blocks on the Archmage. Bolt comes in on the DK though. That's going to stop the blocking for now.
Romantic has enough. Just bolts him.
Just tons of Knights being produced out of this as well. And what is 120 doing this behind this? A-bombs and Fiends, but Knights are pretty good against that. And if Romantic can get a pretty good army, he could be in a good spot. We know that the Destroyer production is minimal now. He needs these statues. Probably won't see Destroyers for a bit. As long as they keep fighting, 120 definitely wants mana and health. Scourge Bone Chimes. Oh man, what a good item for Romantic right now to pick up. Vampiric Aura on all this melee.
The problem for Romantic right now are his hero levels. He's going to be fighting with roughly a 10 supply lead. And he's got a lot of Knights coming out, but the levels, man, they might make the difference here. 4-3-2 against 3-1-1.
1-2-0 at the front door again. DK in range of that arcane, doesn't want to be. Rain of Fire now on the level 2 Pit Lord. It's going to stop the mining for now, but Romantic's already gotten a big chunk of gold out of this expansion. Knights coming in, trying to kite back and forth. It's only 4 Knights, couple footies. Those are useless at this point. Frost Armor is really good too. 1-2-0 not messing around. Oh, the Rain of Fire. A lot of damage. Little Johnny Cash here in the game.
2 mana pods here on the DK. Lich doesn't have much mana. Gonna have a Nova soon. Blacksmith's gonna fall. So many Knights out though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's just gonna bolt and focus these fiends one by one.
Yeah, I think that's the
Don't
play.
go for heroes here.
I think that's the play too. Low level heroes, I mean, the bolt's not going to be the greatest, but you just have to go for broke and try to get these units down to coils. Forcing a coil on the Lich is good. And actually, if he can get a spread and start doing damage to multiple units, which is what we're seeing, Lich, Fiend getting targeted, it's going to spread 1-2-0. We need to see good micro. 1-2-0 microing really good. Frost Armor, he's got a little bit more. This is sick kiting from 1-2-0. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, 1 Knight falls, 2 Knights fall. I mean, with the MK4 set of the fight so long, there's just no lockdown for Romantic to actually kill anything. 3rd Knight dropping low, actually going to fall as well, I believe. No, it uses the coil on the A-bomb, and 120 hasn't lost anything. The hero's just making a huge difference in this fight. 2nd mana pod being used by 120. And he's taking a commanding lead in this fight. Despite being down 10 supply in that fight, not having the MK to lock down any of the fiends for kills, really swung the battle in 120's favor.
Could see another Rain of Fire. And we will. Could see a Nova soon. Actually, doesn't have the Nova yet, but that's going to get rid of that Arcane Tower at the front line, and this is just going to be 1-2-0 fully breaking this expansion at this point. The other tower going to go down. No mining from Romantic at this point. And yeah, it's looking pretty grim. This Mountain King being at level 1, he's so close to level 2, but like you said, Hitman, he can't get in position to really start targeting down units. And now the Lich in the back with the orb is so good. Might be able to pick off a Fiend here. The DK a little bit out of position. There's the level 2. Could see some claps there. Oh, that's a nice clap.
Good surface area now. 120 just CP's out. Loses 1 Fiend, maybe a second. Yeah, loses 2 Fiends, but the damage is done. His army composition, 2-0 Fiends with some A-bombs, is vastly superior just to the Mass Knights coming out from Romantic. And he doesn't even have that many at this point. He's got 3, 4, 5. This is fewer than he started that last initial fight with, so I think it's gonna get worse and worse here for Romantic. Only sitting at 53 supply, power building this blacksmith. 120 with a 7 supply lead now, so
it's a weird blacksmith spot. I thought maybe he'd try to up SimCity a bit more, but still a lot of Knights though, and you know, claps are pretty good. If he can get that surface area again that forced 120 into that TP in the first place. But right now the Knights just focusing the A-bombs, and that's what 120 wants. He wants you to focus the A-bombs while the range, the Fiends, the Lich just rains down on all your units. Level 3 on the Pit Lord now. Yeah, this is just looking like a really big undead army, and if you're Fortitude, man, how do you get into position? He's only got a handful of Knights.
yeah, he's got to find surface area on these Fiends. The AM jumps really low. Bolt on a Fiend, but it's just gonna get coiled. He's gonna get 1.
Yeah, the DK running out of mana. He's only got 1 more coil left. But, I mean, 1 Knight trading for Fiends. These are good trades for 120. Lots of bolts, though, and claps as well. You could be using this Mountain King a little bit more. Okay, there's the last coil in the DK, but the statues actually doing really well from 120, getting a lot more value. We see how quickly he's able to get these coils back. Plus, the mana pot helps as well. 120 just really good micro. Fiend getting targeted. Mountain King does have bolts. Oh, there's a lot of low Fiends, actually. Level 2 on the Pally. Is Romantic actually holding this?
I don't think it's enough. He's losing a couple Fiends, but I mean 120 just pushing through this army.
The hero levels are really good.
Yeah, Romantic with the AM back at base. Pally pretty low mana. MK still level 2. I just think the heroes aren't enough for Romantic here.
Oh, I thought Romantic was going to steal a Knoll there. Could see a bolt on the Fiend that's out of position a bit. Yeah, this expansion is going down. There's not much Romantic can do. I mean, he's trying to keep the undead army off of his main, but he's going to lose at the Town Hall going down. Rain of Fire going to solidify the rest of these peasants either not mining or dying. Actually, Romantic rallying some more militia. He wants to go for it right now.
Okay, good surface area on the Fiends here. MK surrounded and being focused though. No staff on the Pally.
Oh, there was a staff on the mountain, the Archmage, and he stopped to make a water elemental. Bit of a misplay there from Romantic. That's going to cost him the Mountain King, and that might be all that 120 needs to steamroll the rest of this army. No more bolts, no more claps, just Paladin with no more mana as well. Fortitude running out of steam, and 120 just running all over him. Level 5 Death Knight 2, level 3 Coil. I mean, this Archmage is super vulnerable to nukes at this point. And he's going to lose the Town Hall. This is looking rough. This is looking grim. 1-0 for 120, and I believe the 2-0 might be coming very soon. Water Elementals are here, though. No Destroyers to eat this, but... Man, this fight would be so much different without that, with the Mountain King here.
Yeah, it's just so hard for Romantic to kill anything at this point. Knights falling one by one. Nice staff usage, but I just don't think it's going to be enough.
Gets two Fiends, which is nice. Yeah, but he's going to lose a
Not
Knight,
bad.
I think, for it. Oh, but the nuke on the Archmage!
Huge nuke.
That's what we talked about. Level 3, Coil Nova. Game over. Romantic taps out.
Solid series from 120. Very well played. And I love the decision to call out Romantic. Shows the Crippler in game 1. Makes Romantic a little uneasy. Makes him feel like he needs to go for the Merc Camp. Otherwise, he can't beat the Crippler with a worse creep route. And 120 just calls him out saying, okay, I force you into going for the Merc Camp first. And I'm just going to straight harass you with the DK.